At 9 when they are in Anaheim to face the Ducks on Minnesota Station for Hockey, FM 100.3, KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul, The Fan.
Welcome back. It is 8 a.m. on the dot, and we have on the phone, just after Adam Thielen, his quarterback, our friend, the lovely and talented Kirk Cousins is on the phone. Kirk, great to talk to you, and thank you very much for calling the Power Trip Morning Show on a Friday morning. I'm going to get things started by asking you the first question, if you don't mind. So the other day in the Star Tribune, just out of nowhere, I read you gave a $500,000 donation to the Social Justice Committee. First of all, where did did that just one day you're driving to work and you decide you're going to do something like that? That's a sizable amount of money to a
help make a difference. And we're always kind of keeping our eyes open for the right organizations, the right opportunities. And it did just kind of occur to us that we don't really need to look any farther than our own organization and the people here and my own teammates in our locker room, like Eric Kendricks and Amir Abdul, Anthony Barr, and Alex Madison, guys who have been very involved and are doing a great job. So it's a great opportunity, no brainer. And, we're happy we're able to get involved in this way.
Good for you. That's super cool. That's a lot of money. It's a good cause. On a much, much, much lighter note, we just had Adam Thielen on, your wide receiver, in the last segment, and he assumed we were going to bring up your Zim pushing and shoving, and you like that bit, but he also mentioned that is now the screensaver on his cell phone. How do you feel about your interaction with Zim being Adam Thielen's screensaver?
Yeah, he texted me after the game when I got home, and he just said, I don't know, he sent me some link to a picture of it, and he just said, I love this. So he got a kick out of it, but that's just kind of the way I've always celebrated is getting fired up and, borderline angry is kind of the way I like to celebrate in training camp. When we hit a touchdown on the defense, that's kind of where I go to. So it was just natural for me to do that, but I probably caught Coach Zimmer off guard a little bit in the moment.
Were you a little surprised, although it's Twitter and social media, were you a little surprised that there was some confusion about that there was a percentage of the population that thought you guys were truly mad at each other? Did that take you back a little bit?
Watching it, I could understand where people were coming from. I mean, I was pretty fired up, but when you're in a game like that, back and forth, and then you hit a game-winning field goal, there's just so much passion and excitement that if you're not in it and understanding it, sometimes you can interpret it as something else. But that's just kind of the way I celebrate and the way I go about my business is with that kind of intensity.
Kirk, it's Meat Sauce. How are you?
I'm doing well, Meat Sauce. It has been a long time, man. We've had a lot of life happen between the last time we talked to each other.
Yeah, how's your golf game?
It's okay. I haven't been out in a while. I think I put the clubs away in late July, early August, maybe played on an off day in training camp, and that's it.
The other question I had for you is this: that bit went viral over the weekend of you having basically being super relaxed and talking about like Nick Cage films and asking Harrison Smith if he'd seen Guarding Tess. Is that how you normally are? Like, is that like kind of like how you get into, like, I know there's like a big game happening, but I kind of like that. I thought that was sweet. Like, it was cool that, like, hey, there's a pro football game going on, but I'm thinking about Nick Cage films. I think that's sweet.
I mean, it's been the talk of the building with a few of us over the last couple of weeks. We actually in the quarterback room on the whiteboard have a list that's just titled "Movies for Tyler Conklin to Watch," and I'm looking at it right now. My lead dog is The Fugitive.
A+.
And then we work our way down to Air Force One, Patriot Games, Clear and Present Danger, Hunt for Red October, Apollo 13, The Rock, and the list goes on and on. So he's got it was 23 movies when I did the press conference the other day, and I think the list has grown to 37 movies. So Conk will not have any free time over the next few months because all he can do is watch movies from the 90s.
There's obviously real football questions I could ask you, but now I have to ask you about this as well. When you are mic'd up like that, is it in your brain the entire time that you're mic'd up, or are you able to forget that that's the case and just be you?
Well, it's like football code that when you're mic'd up, you need to let other people know you're mic'd up as a common courtesy. So I'll actually get fined if I don't tell the quarterbacks, the quarterback coach, the offensive coordinator, because they want to know when they're, on display. So I told them in the locker room, hey, I'm mic'd up, just FYI, kind of check that box. You can't really tell the whole team. But in warm-ups, you're somewhat aware of it. But once the ball is kicked, you really forget. And at times, you get to the end of the game, and then you see, a Jeff Anderson from public relations, and you realize, oh my gosh, I was mic'd up this whole game. What did I say?
Kirk, when you led the team down to the game-winning field goal, what is like your mentality when you walk out on the field? I mean, do you speed things up, or is it just like it's the first drive of the game?
I think I'm real methodical and analytical and process-driven, and I think whether it is the first drive or the last drive of the game, you really take a similar approach of how much time is on the clock, what's the situation, where are we on the field, how many timeouts do we have, down and distance. And in the case of the last drive, you're thinking, let's get a first completion. Let's get a positive play to get this drive started. Let's get some momentum going. You hate to have an incompletion or a negative play to start the drive. It just always seems to make a 2-minute drive that much more difficult. So just trying to kind of hit that first throw, and then once you do, all right, now you're just playing on instinct and trying to fight to get to field goal range.
Kirk, I know that there's a lot of noise surrounding the way that the games play out from the media to the fans, and I know you tune that out as best you can. But when you're inside that locker room, inside those meeting rooms, and you kind of look at the way that the games have gone so far this season, some things gone your way, some things haven't gone your way. How do you continue to take steps to improve? We're 6 games into the season now. You continue to try and improve. Where do you want to hit that peak? How does that process look behind the scenes? Because the fans think that they have all the right answers.
Well, I think that, we always want to be self-scouting and evaluating, okay, what are we doing well? All right, let's lean on that. Let's go to that. Let's make that our identity. But then what are we not doing well? What's not pulling the weight? And then how do we make that, more of a strength, or at least make it not a weakness? And I think that's where you look at it every week, but many times the bye week, which we have coming up after this game, gives you a chance to really do a deep dive and self-scout and get some good intel as to what you're doing well, what you have to improve. So that'll be very interesting as we get there to kind of really study ourselves. But no, there's no doubt that you're constantly evolving, changing. And because everything you do is on film for all 31 teams in the league to study, you've got to see, hey, we've been doing this well, but every team in the league now knows that. So how do we evolve from that and grow from that so that we're not giving away what we're doing to other teams? And that's kind of the constant chess match as we get further into the season.
Hey, Kirk, it's Marnie. I know you have a couple of younger kids. And when you live a life in the public spotlight, that can be really strange for kids to understand. So as a quarterback of a football team, it might be a pass you throw. It might be a game you played or something you said. People love you. People are mad at you. There are polarizing reactions. How do you explain to your kids why, the people at the grocery store are going to be mad at Dad this week? How do you manage that message and realization to the young minds?
Yeah, right now the message to Cooper when he goes to preschool is, hey, your buddy in preschool may be mad at you and me this week. But no, it's just part of the deal. And my boys are young enough right now, thankfully, where we haven't had to go there quite yet. But a day is certainly coming when that'll be a reality. And, there's so much good, too, that comes with our job. And that would be my message to my boys and to my family is, hey, any challenges we face, it really pales in comparison to all the great things that come with being able to do what our family and I get to do. So let's maintain that glass half full perspective and think about all the great things that come with the job and the opportunity. But, I do hope one of my goals is to play long enough where my boys can remember it, be a part of it, really follow it, come to training camp practices, be around the guys. And so I've got a few more years to get there, but that was really a goal of mine all along, was to play long enough for them to be a part of it. So hopefully we can get there.
Kirk, last question, and thank you for calling in. I appreciate it very much. Kind of addressing what Marnie just asked you about, a lot of the points this week and the last couple of weeks from the fans out there, the question mark has been why the lack of scoring in the second half. What do you say to the fans today?
We've got to be better in the second half. Going back to really the Arizona game when we had such a strong first half, and if we had been able to, score more points in the second half, as we really should have done, we would have been able to win that game. So there's no doubt we have to be better. Seattle, we moved the ball well in the second half. We moved it very well, controlled the clock. We just didn't finish in the red zone and score touchdowns. And then last couple weeks, we haven't been good enough in the second half. So it's a serious point of emphasis. We'll have to make the right adjustments coming out of the half, and then we got to put our foot in the gas pedal and go, and and make full advantage of the possessions we get.
Kirk, thanks for calling in. Good luck against Carolina. Thank you for that awesome donation. Not that you donated to me, but $500K is no joke. That cause is incredible. So congratulations on that. And we'll talk to you down the road. Thanks, Kirk. Appreciate it, man.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you.
Thanks, Kirk.
Cousins, the quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings. Carolina Panthers are the opponents on Sunday at noon. And we'll see if that second half offense picks up. I don't know. They're going to try some new stuff.
They're now 2.5-point favorites, by the way.
They opened at like 1.5-point dogs, and all the money continues to come in on the Vikings. So,
well, McCaffrey looks like he might not go.
That is
right.
correct.
Somebody might have known that behind the scenes.
But look, it's still. I mean, it's still a struggling Viking squad, right? And it's a road game. I don't know. I'm a little surprised they're favorites, and that the money continues to keep pouring in on the Vikings.
I think I heard this correctly, and maybe even Ben said it the other day. Sam Darnold, I think, has 6 interceptions on the season. I don't believe any of them have come with Christian McCaffrey on the field.
It's the threat of McCaffrey made him a better quarterback.
Or the opportunity to dump down to McCaffrey.
But the defense is legit. And again, we're a struggling offense, specifically in the second half. And this defense is giving up like 16, 17 points a game. So Carolina's tough to score on. So that might not be the best cure for a struggling offense. We'll see if they can figure it out.
Hey, Marnie, first of all, love that question. That's really something. I love the human side of it. Parrish,
you got a future in broadcasting, I think, Marnie.
Let's not go that far. Let's not go that far yet.
Okay.
But Parrish, are you ever grateful that you didn't have kids old enough to hear the
noise,
the fans?
I was just kind of laughing too about how he reacted with like being mic'd up and everything, because that's same thing in hockey. I got mic'd up a few times, and you got to let your teammates know. But the hockey players, they are going to do their best to make every second of that mic unusable on TV or everything. It's just they'll skate by and just say 4-letter words left and right.
Brilliant.
Just trying to make it so that you just can't make it on TV.
Yeah.
That's how much we love each other.
There is nobody worse at that on the planet than my wife. She doesn't understand. Everybody like Bluetooth in your car now.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I had a 20-minute conversation with her. I didn't know her mom was in the car. I didn't say anything bad.
Tie down. Whose is it?
No, but I didn't say anything
Was it like
bad.
a global network email that we talked about in the past?
No.
It was all like surface stuff, no big deal. But when I finally realized that Nancy was in the car, I'm like, I wanted to scream like, what if I just went off the rails? What are you doing?
Right.
She does that all the time. Well, my mom's with me. You could have told me that.
You lead with that.
Minutes.
You lead with that.
That is speakerphone 101.
Yes.
You always say, hey, I'm in the car with my mom. Oh, thanks for the heads up.
Right.
And if it's if she thinks it's a weird, well, then my mom's going to think you were going to, no. You politely say like, hey, I'm just driving to so-and-so with my mom. Thanks for the heads up. Now I won't rip somebody or your mom.
Or hey, Corey, say hi to my mom.
Right. I'm not exaggerating. It was 20 minutes. 20 minutes. And then she's like, well, my mom's with me. I'm like, Jesus, bullet dodge. And again, I wasn't going to... I wasn't going to rip her. That's not the point. But what if I just said something crazy offensive?
Yep, I hear
God, it's so
when
bad.
Parrish was talking about guys being mic'd up, and I don't know if you've heard, I work for a TV station as well.
Yeah.
The guys in the truck can hear everything, and they're the ones that are filtering what goes on the air and not. And a lot of times it's an intentional job by your teammates and stuff to make it unusable. But the stories they will have and the lines they can repeat, it is hilarious.
But Chris's question is dead on, too, because we've always said that about the Kardashians, right? It's not reality TV if you know you're being filmed. Even if it's not scripted reality TV,
You're right.
If you're just let's just try to do this.
Yes.
If you know the camera's there, you're always partially acting. But I wonder, in the heat of the moment, because you have a NFL football game to win,
it is a great
if
point.
you forget because you're not focused on the microphone, you're focused on the touchdown.
And Kirk said that right after the game when he saw, was it Jeff Anderson?
Yeah.
And he's like, I saw him and I said, oh, that's right. I'm wearing a mic. What did I say? For sure.
You're definitely aware of it pregame, right?
Yes.
You're definitely aware of it maybe in downtimes. But when you're in the mix, I hope he's not worried about what he's saying.
Can you feel the microphone pack, Parrish? How does that work?
No, so the equipment manager
Parrish was never mic'd up.
He was.
At that point, he had all of his teeth.
I was like the one guy nice to you this morning.
Pass the puck.
Can I comment? Can I re-comment on this picture?
I
Yeah, you
punched
say
down on
something now.
Parent
Talk
Shaw.
about his
today.
picture.
Yeah, that's all right, Sas. I love you.
Thank you.
No, so
Thanks for the tickets for tonight. by the way.
yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You can't feel it like that. They'll kind of cut a hole in the back here, the hockey pants or the breezer, as we call it here in Minnesota, and they just tuck it in there. And yeah, they connect it. They would connect to your shoulder pads, your shirt, and just tape it on there, so you really wouldn't notice it.
Just find a void.
Yeah,
Hey, you're going to be on TV tomorrow.
I am. I will be covering the Husky
Whoa.
Gopher game
Would you
tomorrow
steal
night.
one of those jerseys? Because those are pretty
Those
sweet.
are awesome,
Those
man.
are
The
very
throwback,
cool.
yeah, for
Which
sure.
ones?
And for diehard Power Trip fans, when you're on TV tomorrow, you will have that fake tooth in the mouth guard.
I will.
It will look like you have a full set of teeth tomorrow night.
It is.
And you got a haircut. You look great.
Yeah, right?
Look at
I'm,
the haircut
I'm ready
back
for
there.
hockey season here, boys.
Yeah, you certainly
Right.
are.
Haircut. It looks good.
I still think you should go toothless. I think it's a good look
Right,
for
you're
you.
talking to me. You're going to
I'm
give
a-
yourself some
I'm a-
cred.
I'm afraid I'm gonna sound like Daffy Duck out there
Yeah,
the whole
I mean,
time.
That's
I love
okay.
it. I don't know, man. Are you ready for the initials?
I
come
am
on, dude.
born ready for the
Don't
initials.
sound
I
like
mean,
Daffy Duck
every
next
day I
segment.
feel so awesome. Coming in for initials.
Initials is next, and so is the jackpot.
Up next, it's the Initials game featuring the St. Paul Federal Credit Union Jackpot. Call 651-989-5326 for your chance at the Initials Jackpot